Your cat does not see you the way you see yourself. When they look at you, they probably are not thinking, "That is my owner." They may not even recognize your face in the way another human would, but they know your footsteps. They know your voice. They know your smell, your routine, your mood, and the tiny patterns you repeat every day without noticing. So the strange truth is this: your cat may see you less as a person and more as a living part of their safe world. And once you understand that, a lot of their weird behavior suddenly makes sense. Why they follow you into the bathroom, why they stare at you from across the room, why they sleep beside you but sometimes refuse to be picked up, why they seem to know when you are upset, and why your quiet presence might mean far more to them than you realize. So today, we are going inside the feline mind to explore what your cat may really think you are, not just what they see with their eyes, but what they recognize, remember, trust, and depend on. Because to your cat, you might not simply be human, you might be home. Let's start with something most cat owners never think about. Your cat probably does not recognize you in the same way another person recognizes you. Humans are deeply face-focused. We look at eyes, expressions, smiles, frowns, tiny changes around the mouth, and the shape of someone's face. A person can walk into a room and in a split second, we know who they are. But cats do not rely on faces in the same way. Their world is built differently. A cat's eyes are designed for survival. They are excellent at detecting movement. They are especially useful in low light. This makes sense when you remember that cats are naturally most active around dawn and dusk, the times when small prey animals are moving and the light is low. So while you may look at your cat and see every detail, their whiskers, their pupils, the color of their fur, the tiny expression in their face, your cat's view of you is not as sharp or human-like. Your face may not be the most important part of you at all. To your cat, your outline matters, your movement matters, the way you enter a room matters, the way your hand reaches down matters, the rhythm of your walk matters, the sound of your voice matters, and your scent may matter more than almost anything else. This is why a cat can sometimes seem confused by a person who looks slightly different. Maybe you come home wearing a big coat, maybe you have a hat on, maybe you have been around another animal, maybe you smell like a different place. To you, nothing has changed, but to your cat, the familiar pattern has been disturbed. The person is there, but something about the signal is different. This is also why many cats do not react to photos or videos of their owners the way we might expect. A flat image does not carry your scent. It does not move with your usual rhythm. It does not sound like you. It does not behave like you. So if your cat ignores a picture of you, it does not mean they do not know you. It means that to them, you are not just a face. You are a whole collection of signals. You are scent, sound, movement, routine, temperature, timing, and emotional atmosphere. And in some ways, that is even more intimate because your cat may not know you as an image. They know you as an experience. They know the way your body moves through the home. They know the sound of your feet before you enter the room. They know the cupboard you open before food appears. They know the voice you use when you are calm. They know the version of you that exists in everyday life, not the version you see in the mirror. And this is where the feline mind becomes fascinating. Because your cat may not be asking, "What does my human look like?" They may be asking something much deeper. Is this familiar? Is this safe? Is this the person I know? And every day, through thousands of tiny repeated moments, you answer that question for them. To understand how your cat sees you, you have to stop thinking like a human for a moment. Humans often define identity by appearance, a face, a name, a job, a role, a relationship. But your cat builds identity through patterns. You are not just the owner, you are the person who wakes up at a certain time, the person who walks into the kitchen with a certain rhythm, the person who opens the food cupboard, the person who sits on the sofa in the evening, the person whose voice becomes softer when speaking to them, the person who smells familiar after a normal day, the person who makes the home feel predictable. To your cat, predictability is not boring. Predictability is safety. Cats are sensitive to routine because routine helps them understand their environment. In the wild, knowing what happens next can be the difference between safety and danger. A sudden sound, a strange smell, or an unexpected movement can immediately put a cat on alert. So when your cat learns your routine, they are not just being clever. They are building a map of safety. They learn that when you move toward a certain cupboard, food may appear. They learn that when you sit in a certain chair, it may be a safe time to come close. They learn that when your voice has a soft tone, your body is probably relaxed. They learn that when you pick up your keys, you may be leaving. They learn that when you shut your laptop, your attention might finally be available. This is why your cat may seem almost psychic. They may know you're about to feed them before you touch the bowl. They may appear just before bedtime. They may wait near the door before someone comes home. They may react before you even realize you have started a familiar routine. But it is not magic. It is pattern recognition. Your cat has been studying you quietly, every day, without needing language. And that is why sudden changes in your behavior can affect them more than you might expect. If you start working different hours, your cat may become unsettled. If you move furniture, they may inspect the room carefully. If you go away for a few days, they may act distant when you return. If you are stressed, rushing, loud, or unpredictable, they may hide or become more watchful. From your perspective, life just changed a little. From your cat's perspective, the pattern changed, and the pattern is how they know you. This also explains why cats can form different relationships with different people in the same home. One person may be the feeder, another may be the quiet resting companion, another may be the person who plays, another may be too loud, too unpredictable, or too eager to touch. Your cat is not judging people the way humans do. They are reading consistency. They are asking, what usually happens when this person is near me? That is why trust with a cat is not built by one big moment. It is built by repetition. The same calm voice, the same gentle hands, the same respect for space, the same safe presence again and again. And over time, your cat does not just recognize what you do. They begin to recognize what you mean. Here is something that changes how you see your relationship with your cat. To your cat, the home is not just a house, it is a living map. Every room has meaning. Every doorway, windowsill, sofa, blanket, hallway, and feeding area has a place in that map. Cats understand the world through territory, not just territory in an aggressive way, but territory as structure. A safe territory tells a cat where to rest, where to hide, where to observe, where to eat, and where to retreat when something feels wrong. And you are part of that territory, not just someone who lives inside it. Part of it. Your scent is on the sofa. Your voice fills the rooms. Your movement creates the daily rhythm of the home. Your presence becomes one of the signals that tells your cat, this place is normal, this place is safe. This is why some cats seem unsettled when their person leaves. It is not always simple neediness. Sometimes it is the map changing. The familiar person is missing. The normal sounds are gone. The timing of the day feels different. The emotional temperature of the home has shifted. And when you return, your cat may not respond the way you hoped. Some cats run straight to the door, some meow loudly, some rub against your legs, but others may act distant. They may sit across the room. They may look at you, then look away. They may behave as if they are offended, but that distance is not always rejection. Sometimes it is processing. Your cat is rechecking the familiar signal. You are back. You smell slightly different. You carry the outside world on your clothes. The pattern was interrupted. Now the cat has to settle back into it. This territorial way of seeing the world also explains why cats rub their cheeks or body against you. When your cat rubs against your leg, your hand, your face, or even your laptop, they are not only being cute, they are mixing scent, they are creating familiarity, they are saying in their own quiet language, "This belongs in my world." That is also why your cat may sit on your clothes, sleep on your pillow, or lie on your bag before you leave. Those objects smell like you. To your cat, scent is emotional information. Your jumper is not just fabric. Your pillow is not just bedding. Your suitcase is not just luggage. It is part of the story of where you are, where you have been, and whether you are about to disappear from the normal rhythm of the home. So when your cat curls up on something that belongs to you, it may not only be comfort, it may be connection. They are surrounding themselves with your familiar signal, and that tells us something important. Your cat may not see you as separate from their environment. They may see you as one of the things that holds their world together. You are not just in the home. To your cat, you may be part of what makes it home. Now we get to one of the most misunderstood parts of cat behavior. Your cat may not think you are literally a cat, but they often use cat language on you, and that is the only social language they have. When cats trust each other, they do not usually show affection in loud, dramatic ways. They use subtle signals, they sit nearby, they slow blink, they touch noses, they rub scent, they groom, they rest in the same space, they turn their back without fear, they share quiet proximity. So when your cat does these things to you, they are not behaving randomly. They are including you in their social world. A slow blink is not just sleepy eyes, it is a softening signal. It says, I am relaxed enough to close my eyes near you. A head bump is not just a cute greeting, it is scent marking and social bonding. It says, you are familiar to me. When your cat rubs their cheek along your hand or leg, they are using scent glands around the face to create a shared smell. That shared scent is part of how cats build belonging. When your cat needs your lap, the behavior may connect back to kittenhood, when needing help to stimulate milk from the mother. In adult cats, it often appears in moments of comfort, softness, and security. When your cat follows you from room to room, they may not be clingy in the human sense. They may simply be maintaining connection, watching the familiar person, staying near the safe pattern, keeping their social world within reach. This is where many owners accidentally misunderstand their cats. They expect cat affection to look like dog affection. Excited greetings, constant physical contact, obvious displays of loyalty. But cats often show attachment through quieter choices. The cat who sits near you but not on you may still be bonded. The cat who sleeps at the end of the bed may still trust you. The cat who follows you into the kitchen and then pretends not to care may still be choosing your presence. The cat who blinks from across the room may be saying something deeply affectionate, just without moving closer. Cat love is often not loud. It is precise. It is controlled. It respects distance. It appears in tiny permissions. You may sit near me. You may touch my head. I will sleep while you are close. I will turn my back because I do not think you are a threat. I will bring my body into your space because your space feels safe. And if you learn to read that language, you stop asking, why is my cat not more affectionate? You start asking a better question. How does my cat already show affection in their own way? Because your cat may have been speaking to you all along, just not in a human language. There's a common mistake people make when they talk about cats. They say cats are independent as if independence means they do not form deep bonds. But those are not the same thing. A cat can be independent and attached. A cat can enjoy space and still need security. A cat can choose when to be touched and still see you as one of the most important figures in their life. Research into cat-human attachment has found that many cats show signs of secure attachment to their caregivers. In simple terms, this means the human can act as a kind of secure base, someone the cat returns to, checks in with, or feels safer around when the environment becomes uncertain. This does not mean every cat behaves the same. Some cats are confident and relaxed. Some are nervous, some are highly social, some prefer brief contact, some want to be close but panic when restrained, some follow you everywhere. Others show their attachment by simply being calm in the same room. But the important point is this: to your cat, you may not be a boss. You may not be an owner in the way humans imagine ownership. You may be a safe figure, the one they check for, the one they return to, the one whose presence makes the room feel normal. Think about what happens when something unfamiliar enters the home. A new visitor, a strange smell, a loud noise, a delivery at the door. Some cats immediately hide, but some look toward their human first. They watch your reaction. They listen to your voice. They notice whether you are calm or tense, and your response can influence theirs. If you stay relaxed, speak gently, and avoid forcing them forward, you may help them feel safer. If you rush, grab, shout, or panic, their alarm may grow. This is why the way you behave around your cat matters so much. You are not just interacting with them, you are shaping the emotional rules of the environment. A cat who trusts you learns that your hands are safe, your voice is safe, your presence is safe, Your routines are safe, and when that trust is strong enough, they may come to you in moments of uncertainty. Not always in obvious ways. Sometimes they will sit closer, sometimes they will watch you, sometimes they will hide nearby instead of far away, sometimes they will return to the room once your voice becomes calm. That is not weakness, that is attachment, and it may be one of the deepest compliments a cat can give, because cats do not trust carelessly. They notice patterns, they remember outcomes, they protect themselves. So when a cat lets you become part of their security system, it means your behavior has taught them something over time. You are safe. You are familiar. You do not hurt me. You are part of how I calm down. And for an animal built around caution, that is not small. That is everything. Now let's go deeper. Your cat does not need to understand your problems to be affected by your emotions. They do not need to know why you are stressed. They do not need to understand work, bills, arguments, grief, or exhaustion, but they can still notice that something has changed. Cats are sensitive to tone, posture, movement, and emotional signals. Studies have found that cats can respond differently to human emotional cues and may integrate visual and vocal information when reading both humans and other cats. That means your cat may be paying attention to far more than your words. They may notice when your voice gets sharper, when your movements become quicker, when you sigh more often, when you sit differently, when your routine breaks, when the home feels tense. And because your cat's sense of safety is tied to predictability, your emotional state can change how the whole room feels to them. A calm person creates a different environment from a restless person. A soft voice creates a different signal from a loud one. Slow movements feel different from sudden gestures. This is why some cats come closer when their person is sad. They may curl up beside them. They may sit quietly nearby. They may press against them. They may become unusually still. It is tempting to say, "My cat knows exactly what I am feeling." Maybe they do not in the human way, but they do recognize change. They recognize emotional patterns. They recognize the difference between your relaxed version and your distressed version, and they respond with the tools they have: presence, distance, touch, observation, silence. This is one reason cats can feel so comforting. They do not ask you to explain, they do not demand the full story, they simply adjust. A bonded cat may not understand your sadness as a human would, but they may understand that you are not yourself, and sometimes that is enough. The opposite is also important. If you are often loud, unpredictable, or physically forceful, your cat may begin to associate you with tension, not because they are being dramatic, because they are learning. If every approach leads to being picked up when they do not want it, they may avoid your hands. If every loud voice predicts stress, they may leave the room. If every attempt to rest is interrupted, they may stop relaxing near you. Your cat's view of you is not fixed. It is updated every day. Every interaction teaches them something. A gentle approach teaches safety. Respecting a boundary teaches trust. Letting them walk away teaches control. Speaking softly teaches calm. Playing fairly teaches confidence, and over time, those repeated lessons become your identity in their mind. This is why the bond with a cat can feel so personal, because it is not built on one grand gesture. It is built in tiny moments that most humans forget, but cats may quietly remember. The hand that stopped before touching, the voice that softened, the person who noticed the tail flick and gave space, the person who stayed calm during fear, the person who became predictable enough to trust. So when your cat looks at you, they are not just seeing your body, they are seeing the history of what usually happens when you are near, and that history becomes the relationship. Of all the ways your cat may show trust, the deepest signs are often the quietest. Not the loud meow, not the dramatic demand for food, not even the excited greeting at the door. The deepest signs often happen when your cat lets their guard down. Because cats are both predators and prey-sized animals. They may hunt, stalk, pounce, and climb, but they are also careful. Their survival instincts tell them to protect vulnerable moments. Sleep is vulnerable, grooming is vulnerable, stretching is vulnerable. Turning their back is vulnerable. Closing their eyes is vulnerable. Exposing the belly is vulnerable, even when it is not an invitation to touch. So when your cat rests near you, that matters. When they sleep beside you, that matters. When they groom while you are close, that matters. When they stretch out in the middle of the floor instead of hiding under furniture, that matters. When they turn their back to you, that may not be rude, it may be trust. They are saying through body language, I do not need to monitor you every second, and that is a powerful thing for a cat. Many owners misread this. They think affection only counts when the cat is physically on them. But a cat sleeping nearby may be showing huge trust. A cat sitting with their back toward you may feel safer than a cat constantly watching. A cat choosing the same room even from a distance may be choosing connection without pressure. And one of the most misunderstood signs is the exposed belly. When a cat rolls over and shows their belly, many people assume it means, please rub this. Sometimes it might, but often it means, I feel safe enough to expose this vulnerable part of my body. Touching the belly without invitation can break that trust quickly. The better response is to notice the compliment without taking advantage of it. Let the cat be comfortable. Let them have the moment. Let them decide whether contact comes next. This is the heart of understanding cats. Trust is not access. Just because your cat trusts you does not mean they want every kind of touch. Just because they love you does not mean they want to be held. Just because they sit close does not mean they want attention. Sometimes the bond is strongest when you do less. You let them choose. You let them approach. You let them leave. You let their body language matter. And in return, many cats become more confident, more affectionate, and more secure. Not because you forced closeness, but because you made closeness safe. That may be what your cat really sees when they look at you. Not a ruler, not a master, not just a food provider, but someone who understands the rules of their trust. Someone who does not turn every soft moment into pressure. Someone who knows that love, in cat language, often means calm presence. And when your cat finally relaxes beside you, closes their eyes, and lets the world go quiet, that may be one of the clearest answers they can give. So what does your cat really think you are? The honest answer is probably not one simple thing. You are not just a human. You are not just an owner. You are not just the person who feeds them. To your cat, you may be a voice they recognize, a scent that means familiarity, a routine that gives the day structure, a calm presence in the territory, a social companion who speaks through slow blinks, scent, and space, a safe figure they return to when the world feels uncertain, and maybe most beautifully, you are part of the emotional landscape of their life. This is why the small things matter so much. The way you say their name, the way you move around them, the way you respect their no, the way you notice when they are nervous, the way you let them sit nearby without forcing affection, the way you become predictable, gentle, and safe, because your cat is always learning who you are, not from what you say you are, but from what you repeatedly show them. And when a cat chooses to trust you, it is not meaningless, it is not cold, it is not random. It is a cautious animal deciding day after day that your presence belongs in their world. So the next time your cat watches you from across the room, blinks slowly, curls up nearby, or quietly follows you from one place to another, remember this. They may not see you clearly in the way another human does, but they may know you in a way that is even deeper. They know your rhythm, they know your energy, they know the feeling of you. And to a cat, that may be what love looks like. If your cat has a strange little way of showing they trust you, share it in the comments. It might be more meaningful than it looks. And if you want to understand the quiet signals cats use to bond with us, subscribe to Feline Minds. Because the better we understand their world, the better we can become part of it.